Okay, everyone, I think today's the day. We're starting the village redo. I think. I am nervous, and let me give you some background info. If you're not familiar with the channel, hello, my name is Logan. I have been creating a crazy Lemax Halloween village for the past year. I have a series playlist on my channel if you would like to go check that out. So over the past year and a half or so, I have been working on my current village that I have set up in our lower level of our home. And this year we're reworking it a bit. There's a few things with the layout that I don't necessarily like and that I want to kind of fix, I guess. The village was created with XPS pink foam. If you are familiar with the hobby, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's really easy to melt and carve and all that kind of stuff. And I had a few issues with the village when it was completed. I noticed a few things that I didn't necessarily like. I get really like tunnel vision, and I had a really nice plan laid out, and unfortunately my plan was not to scale, and the village just didn't live up to the grandeur that I wanted. I love the buildings, and I love all the accessories, and I love what I did with it, but I don't necessarily think it was up to my expectations. So this year in 2026, I'm taking it a lot slower, and I'll be doing everything inside instead of in my garage, so it won't be a kind of weather permitting situation. I plan on working it up until Halloween. It's not my goal to be done with it super early like it was last year. I think I wanted to be done by like July of last year, and I was, but then it just kind of sat around and I didn't really get to work on it too much. I will be taking you downstairs to show you the village where it currently stands, and I will explain how I want to change it and what I will be doing over the next however many months, 8 months, 9 months, to get there. I plan on this being a long series and kind of a sporadic series, so don't expect a video every week or so. I'm just doing this at my leisure, and I love to share it with all of you. This channel used to be a plant channel, a houseplant channel, and the hobby kind of fell off for me once life kind of got back to normal post-COVID. And I still have most of my plants. I'm looking at them right now, but the hobby kind of died off for me, so the channel has changed. It's a hobby channel now, but mostly I just focus on this villaging aspect because it's what I'm the most creative with and the most dedicated I am right now. Before we jump into that, I wanted to show you behind me the Disneyland Haunted Mansion display that I recently updated. Another reason why I wanted to work on the village this year and redoing it and redoing the layout is that I finally got a wire cutter. So I can cut the foam in straight lines. I can split it into really thin sheets for sidewalks and things like that. There's a lot of things that seemed a little bit messy that I did last time that I do not want to replicate this time. And I want to take my time, and I want it to look better. So I did a little test run on the Disneyland Haunted Mansion display that I had. The one that was previous to this was made without a wire cutter. I had just the like the the hot knife tool, and now I have the table. So as you can see here, I was able to really get into the details here with the stairs and with these little kind of border pieces. And I was able to make the cuts so much more clean. And I was able to make this really thin sidewalk panel to go over the ground right here. So it kind of sticks up a little bit. And you can tell that it's separate, and that it was laid on separate from the base, which I think is important. I think the piece looks not only so much better, but it looks a lot more clean and crisp, as you can see from these walls and the little border pieces. And that's exactly what I was going for. I want it to look finished and like it has a permanent spot in the home. And now it does to me. And I added in these really nice lightning flash effects from Evan Designs onto the fence. As you can see here, they're just little white lights that flash to simulate lightning. Because the Haunted Mansion has a section where you're in the queue line and it's like lightning in the windows, and I wanted to replicate that here. Now that I've showed you the Haunted Mansion Village behind me and kind of how I plan on using my new hot wire table to push the design further for my village, let me take you downstairs and show you where the village is currently at and how I plan on switching it up. All right, so here we are at the village. I called it Cemetery Hill. It might be getting a little name change when I redo it, but as it stands, this is how it looks. It is a dreary day in January, so it's not very bright down here, so I apologize for that. But my Halloween blow molds are keeping us nice and cozy. And apologize for the big box here. My boyfriend is ordering furniture for his office at work, so it's in storage. Anyway, so right now with how the village stands, the things that I love that I did about the village. Okay, let's start with the positives, right? I love that I did all different kinds of trees. Some trees have leaves, some do not. I think I did a really good job with the trees and the landscaping. I will say that. I think this looks fantastic, this little park, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but a secret is that this park is supposed to be like double the size. I really kind of flubbed it with with this back piece, knowing that there was only like 2 feet for this table. Each table is 4 feet wide and 2 feet deep. This should have been like half the width. Like, there's just a lot of things that I did that I don't necessarily think made sense. So the second time around, I'm trying to make decisions that will better the village and the drama of the village, because I want it to feel dramatic and I want it to feel tall. Anyway, so other positives. Again, like the landscaping, I think this is so cute here. I love that. I think I got the size of the sidewalks and the roads down. A negative, I would say, for the roads is that there is a lot of them. And it doesn't necessarily, like, there's no intersections. There's no city blocks. And that's what I really like, because I like how this part here kind of, there's some space in the middle here, but it's dead space. Like, I want these to be pushed back, and then I want it to feel like there's a city block, if that makes sense. I want a road to go all the way around, or I want there to be an intersection, not just a border. I think that was a missed part on my end. And originally this part was supposed to curve out as well, like this one. So it really was going to feel like a border, but I just didn't do it that way. I will say by the end, like this last platform, I wasn't feeling very inspired by the time I did this, and it kind of shows, I'm not going to lie, and that's okay. I think when I redo the layout, there will be a definite like city and then like residential area. Like, it's going to be kind of distinct. And I did like the idea of mansion row all along the back. I think that looks great still. But I would need them to be taller if I kept this, if I'm being honest. So I feel like it wasn't dramatic enough like I wanted it to be. For the layout going forward, what I'm going to be doing is there's this one horizontal table here, and then the other 2 are, vertical coming out. You can go walk into the village, which I thought originally was going to be a good idea. But how I'm going to do it now is that each of the tables are just going to be, all 3 are just going to be straight across. So what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to think about this from a different perspective, right? Because I did not think about the village from this side. I didn't think about anybody walking back here because I didn't want anybody to walk over here. Looking at it from the side, it doesn't look doesn't look that great, because it's not meant to be looked at from this side. And knowing that it's going to stay in this corner of the downstairs of our basement, I want it to be looked at from both angles. And having the tables like this, just all 3 straight across into a big square, is going to give me some more space down here in the basement to have room to work and everything, and to, maybe buy some furniture down here. We have a fireplace down here. We don't even use it because this is like my office, and then the other half is the village. So it's kind of difficult down here to feel like I can do anything. One of the last things that I want to focus on with the village is just the cohesive feel of it. I want the sidewalks and the concrete areas to feel less bone white. I don't know why I did it so white with the Haunted Mansion display that you just saw previously in this video. I did do a black wash over the top, and I think it helped a ton, and it brought out nice detail. So I will be doing that for this round of the village updates. I will be adding in a black wash, and Another thing is that all of the streetlights in the village, like these, and there's some there, and then I have these here, and then I have these ones in the back. I have like 5 different types of street lamps, and it doesn't make you feel cohesive. It doesn't make you feel like a singular town. And that's what I'm going for. I want it to feel like a spooky town. And so what I'm going to do is, if money permitting, I will be buying all of the same street lamps just across the board. I think it will just make it feel a lot more cohesive and like an actual city. I think I'll just be getting some sort of like plain wrought iron ones, maybe like this, but just with like not this green skull situation. I will be keeping all the old street lamps, and that's not to say that maybe the graveyard will have like these ones with the gargoyles. I think that would be cute if all the ones just within the graveyard have the gargoyles, you know, something like that. But as it stands right now, it feels a bit messy, and that's not really what I want. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to create a backdrop that spans like the corner of the village. So when you're looking at it from a vantage point, like the background is tall enough and it's dark enough that it really does feel like a city at nighttime. Hello, it's me. It's a few days later, and I'm sick, so sorry for my voice. Apologize. But I am about to do demo on the village and gather up all my pieces, and I'm going to bring you along with me. I think I'm going to do a time lapse. So hang in there with me. It's about time I think I do this. I'm nervous. Next, I'm going to take all of the buildings and lighting out. We'll start with the lighting. This is going to be a lot. Okay, are you ready for a shock? Oh my God. This is the aftermath. And all of my buildings, this one's battery powered, so I have it on to enjoy it. They're all over here. All my landscaping, figures, so things with people, and then I have to scrape all the glue off of these yet, and then I'm going to put them back in here. And these are all my buildings. And then I put my Goosebumps Manor over here because I wanted to look at it because I love it so much. But this is what we're rocking with. It's going to be a mess for a while until I figure this out and get it going, but I'm very excited. Just have to get my street lights and my other electronic accents, and then I think I'm going to be done for the night, and this is going to be the end of part 1, I think. Okay, as you can see behind me, everything has been demolished and organized, and all the hot glue has been scraped off of everything. Thank you for following me on this journey. I'm so excited to get my new village up and going. I will be posting videos for the next, I don't know, however many months until we get this thing finished with the update. I'm really excited to go on this journey, and I hope you're excited to come along with me. So make sure you subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.